Hi, I'm Keith Redhead from Woodland Farm Brewery here in Utica. We've been open here for 6 years this January. When I was in college in Oswego for teaching, I started getting into craft beer there. And when I was 20, I got my first homebrew kit. Then in 2007, 2008, I got a teaching job. And as long as I was teaching, I was also homebrewing the entire time, usually about once a week. And after a few years of doing that with a couple other teachers, we decided that maybe we needed to find some people to drink all of our beer instead of filling our guts with it. So we decided to open the brewery, and it hasn't stopped since. It's been nonstop growing and building the brewery. I'd say a lot of things have changed in craft beer, and it always does. IPAs, milkshakes, throwing the kitchen sink into a beer, those are kind of the things going right now. I've always tried my best to stick to the beers that I really enjoy drinking and brewing, which for me is mostly lagers, big barrel-aged beers, and of course I'll have IPAs and stuff in the mix to keep most people happy. I think those things will consistently stay in the craft beer scene as some of the other trends come and go. This is Nutsert. This is our black lager, a Schwarz beer, and this was conditioned on New York State black walnuts that I toasted right here in our kitchen. So it's got some nice, rich, warm nuttiness on top of that dark roast caramel of the beer. Yeah, I've got a pretty sizable barrel program that I've been growing over the last few years. In the spring of 2020, we did an expansion here that allowed me to have an even larger, cellar program and barrel program. So I've got roughly 50 barrels of beer right now. And with growing that program, I'm about to get to a point where minimum on any of my barrel-aged beers is 2 years, which is kind of been my goal over the last 6 years of building that program up. Generally, it's a good mix of what people want to drink here. I think we've done a good job introducing people to barrel-aged beers and bigger beers. On any given day, our number one seller is usually a lager. Second is an IPA. But we do, when we have our barrel-aged releases, we do get a good following and a good turnout for those. The hard part about those beers is you can't have too many of them. So people usually stick to one or two and then move on to something else. We've more or less tried to build our business and brewery without having to depend on wholesale. I've always worried about it being a little finicky, whereas wholesale, I think, depends more on the trends and the coming and going in beer. I didn't want to have to constantly shift and refocus on what I was brewing. I wanted to be able to stick to the styles that I like to brew and building a brand here in-house. My wife and I live in Boonville, so for the last 6 years that we've been open, anytime I've driven past the Holbert House, I've always said to her, that would be an awesome place for a second tap room. It has history, it's right on Main Street, and being local to us has a little more importance. I guess, ultimately, being able to bring something new to Boonville while still maintaining the history of the building is something that excites us. At Woodland Farm Brewery, we've always got a wide range of beers, introductory beers for someone that might ask for a Mick Ultra. We've got light, crisp, easy drinking lagers. We've got big barrel-aged beers, everything in between. We've got a kitchen with good comfort foods, burgers, flatbreads, paninis, and our classic tater tot waffle, which is our junk food, so to speak. I'm Keith Redhead, coming out to Woodland Farm Brewery, have a beer, get a tot waffle, and we'll see you soon.